educate yourself on what people go through. I read a post the other day that was like, hey, just because I'm black, I get pulled over, 4 times in the last month in my state for no reason whatsoever. Like, did you know that was happening? Like, do you really know what it's like, to be black in this day and age? I feel like we do, and we all do, myself included, need to do better to help recognize that. And welcome to this week's episode of It Takes Grit. My name's Rebecca-Louise. I'm going to be your host, and you just have a one-on-one with me today. And we are going to talk about how to keep your light shining even though there are dark times that can come into our life, not just in this present moment, but all throughout our life. There can be so many situations where we feel like we get overcome with emotion because other things are going on with the outside world. Maybe it's something that's in your life. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're going through a difficult friendship like breakup, or maybe you're losing a job or something. I'm going to really try and help you guys today on still shining your light from your heart even in those most difficult times. So I just wanted to, first of all, give lots of love and spread some positivity around the world. Obviously with everything that happened with COVID and now the riots that are happening and protests around the USA, and in fact the whole world as well. My heart goes out to everybody that's involved, and really this is also to educate myself and you guys out there on how we can make a difference in the world together. And I absolutely love our community. I mean, we're full of all diversities. We are full of all races, backgrounds, nationalities. The people that work at Burn and Rebecca-Louise are from Hungary, Nigeria, Pakistan, Serbia, USA. I mean, we have people from all over. And one thing I really love about being part of the #1 nutrition company in the world is the diversity. I have never seen the most diverse people in the world. I mean, you go to one of our events and it's not just like, especially when you look at network marketing, you might seem like, oh, it's middle class white females, right? But oh my goodness, our company is unbelievable. And, if you just see some of the photos of the vacations that I've gone on, you'll see, black, white, Asian, people from all over the world, all different backgrounds. And it doesn't matter. There is no racism whatsoever when you step into one of our events or when you're supporting people online. And, I hope that, some of the stuff that we learn, or that the culture that we've created within our company, the nutrition company, which just, I just hope that we can put that out in the rest of the world. If you are part of my team, then you do know how diverse our group is, and how incredible it is to have so many different cultures and so many different types of background and so many different races, which makes the world, exciting. And we're all different, and we're all different. But if you cut us open, people, we are all the same. There shouldn't be something that is, special for someone because of the color of their skin. I mean, I really can't believe that in this day and age where there's so much love and positivity and we've grown so much, that yet we're still so far behind. We still feel like we are, we're not making the progress that we need to. So, sometimes that we feel like, well, what can I do, Rebecca? Like, what difference can I make? Like, how can I change the world? But you know what? You really can make a difference. And when of us all come together collectively as a community, right, and we stand for one thing, we want to educate ourselves and other people, and especially our children, right? We're not born racist. This is what's so crazy about this is we're trained, like the media teaches you one thing, you're taught by other people, it's influence, right? That's how we're shaped as human beings. And as well, if you're a negative person, you're not born negative, by the way. You're not born with anxiety. You're not born overweight. You are taught all of these things. So when you say, hey, I have anxiety, or I'm overweight, and this is my story, and this is who I am, that's not how you were born. You weren't born that way, and you're just creating this story which is attaching to your identity, which is giving you some significance as well at the same time. So you're never born with this hatred inside of you, this racism, the ability not to be able to achieve or go for your goals or have a lack of confidence. Like, you're not born with any of this. This is just a story that we create and we tell ourselves over and over again until it becomes our reality. So we need to rewrite those stories. And, how can you keep shining your light? How do you keep that light shining so bright when you're just like, oh my goodness, like, how can I make a difference? And what craziness is going on in the world right now? Because you know what, you look on your phone and we have alerts coming on right now saying, hey, make sure that there's a curfew tonight. Stay in at 6 o'clock. You can't go out past 8 o'clock. Like, things in the place that I used to live, Huntington Beach, down the road, all of the restaurants are being boarded up. And that's just, it's really quite scary. But I know it's a lot more scary for people who have been in situations where they have faced racism. And I understand that, I'm from a very privileged background. I've never had to deal with racism. And I really want to be able to use this platform to help and inspire other people to really just take a stand. And together we can do great things. So, my team is from all over. And so is the nutrition company that I come with. So I just hope that we can use our platform and what we're doing to spread it out through the rest of the world. So let's have a look at a couple of little tips. I've got 5 things for you that can help you spread the light. So number 1, you can give back. Giving back always makes you feel amazing. So no matter if you are struggling with anxiety or you're struggling with depression or you are struggling with anything in your life, is to give back. So right now, obviously, there is a big issue with racism, and we can give back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have loads of links below of places that you can donate, petitions that you can sign, and places where you can educate yourself. I'm going to give you a couple of things in this podcast, but I'm going to leave you with lots of resources as well that you can share, and obviously you can share this podcast as well. So what can you do right now? These are 5 things that you can do every single day that are going to make you feel better. Because I was watching TikTok videos last night of all of these riots and the protests, and it brought me to tears. I saw violence. I saw, police officers pushing people and girls and falling to the ground, and I saw someone getting run over. Like, I can't even believe that was on TikTok. Like, I've never seen anything like that. I've never watched videos of violence. It makes me feel, super uncomfortable, but I'm glad that I'm educating myself on this, because I literally saw a car reversing into protesters and flattening somebody. And I literally just went off it straight away. I couldn't even believe it. And I was just mortified. I was in tears. But how can I wake up today? How can you guys wake up today and give back? So, I've already donated. I'm using my platform to share and educate and make sure that people know where they can go, where they can sign petitions, how they can donate, make a difference, and how they can educate themselves as well. So what can you do today that even if it is something so small, even if you're giving $1 to something, or if you are, you're helping with whatever what it is, you're sharing on your own platform, you're sharing on your own social media, you're having a conversation with your spouse about how to educate you. That is something that is giving back to the situation. So anytime, and even if you're feeling like, hey, you're feeling depressed, right? If you're feeling sad or depressed, whether it's about this issue or just anything that's going on right now, I bet you if you go and open the door for someone, you serve the homeless food, or you do something, you're going to feel immediately better, and that light is going to keep shining. Because as soon as your light stops shining, you don't add any value, right? Because you allow the depression, the anxiety, the other things to overtake you, and then therefore you're not adding value. So this is the big thing, is how to keep shining your light is to add value, and that starts with giving back. All right, number 2. Focus on the good things that are happening in the world, right? I know it seems so overshadowed right now, but I know that there's going to be something that's going to be great coming out of this. Obviously, there's a lot of violence and protests and things being burnt down and just insane. Like, I just feel so sad. Honestly, I don't even want to start to cry, but I feel so sad that we're in this situation, but I know that it's for the greater good, and something great has got to come out of it. Just like coronavirus, I felt like we were all kind of coming together and we were all uniting. There's going to be something that comes out of this. So you've just got to stick with it. You've got to keep showing up to become the best version, and focus on the good things that are happening in your life. Your health, friends that you do have in your life that are supportive of you right now, family members, maybe you got a great workout in today, you crushed it, you finished it, like that's amazing. So don't let other things that are overshadow your success and things that are happening for you, because we still got to lift ourselves up. I'm still super proud of you if you had your shake for breakfast this morning, if you had a healthy meal, if you went out of your way to do something for somebody else, if you shared a happy post on social media. And you know what? Don't just feel like you have to crawl away because other things that are happening that are worse off in life. We still want to have positivity. And I still, in the Facebook group that we have for our VIP members, for the app members, still making sure that people are excited about the new month. We're getting started for new exercises, and yes, there's all of this stuff that can overshadow it, but we do want to bring that light and positivity as well to the world. So do focus on those good things, because there are so many amazing things in the world that are happening, and if you just keep focusing on, this is so bad, I can't believe this world, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, oh my goodness, you're going to get more anxious, you're going to feel more depressed, and you're going to give less shit about stuff, and then you're going to add less value, right? So again, it always brings it back to how do you keep shining in that light? It's to add value. If you're focusing on all the negative things, boom, you're not going to come back to that number one, which is give back, which is adding the value. All right, number 3, educate. Educate yourself. So I've got a great post that I'm going to get up today that is going to help educate us just a little bit on about racism and how we can make a difference, and a couple of different resources. So I'm going to go over to this post. It says, in light of several recent racist events, and in recognition of the countless we don't and likely will never know about, we're reminded that when we see injustice, it's up to step up and make a difference. And it's not enough to be not racist. We have to actively be anti-racist. It is our responsibility to listen, learn, take action, fall forward, and repeat. Here are some resources to help you get started. Okay, so understanding that white supremacy occurs overtly and covertly, okay? So there's a great diagram here that I'm gonna link in all the details below that you can get everything. Because of the history of white supremacy in the US and the impact of culture, whether intentionally or not, we've all taken actions with racist consequences. Instead of getting defensive, we have the opportunity to learn, change, and do better. Learn about some of the socially acceptable racist actions you may have acknowledged taken part in the past, and make a plan to reverse course in the future. Okay, so there's this incredible graph that shows us, racial profiling, denial of white privilege, cultural appreciation, self-appointed white ally. I mean, the covert white supremacy, what is socially acceptable and what is not. Okay, it's so important. And I'm going to put this up. And if you also want to go to Good Co. Instagram, they also have a bunch of incredible things as well. You can follow these organizations doing important work surrounding racial equality and justice. Anti-Racist Research and Policy Center, Black Women's Blueprint, Color of Change, Color Lines, The Conscious Kid, Equal Justice Initiative, Families Belong Together, the Leaderships of Conference of Civil and Human Rights, Muslim Girl, Power Change, National Domestic Workers Alliance, and Races Showing Up for All Racist Justice. And again, I'm going to post all of this right below so that you can educate yourself. And I just think the thing is that, even myself, being somebody of white race, I definitely have a lot of Black friends and Asian friends and people from all different races, right? But I'm not living in their shoes. And maybe I've never had that conversation, because you know what? It's time for us to have those uncomfortable conversations and speak about it. And, it's not segregating and saying that this should just be for white people. It's all coming together, right? We need to be able to have a place where we feel comfortable expressing and talking to each other. And I think that's what's going to come out of this. So again, it's going to be something that's going to be incredible coming out of this. But educate yourself on what people go through. I read a post the other day that was like, hey, just because I'm Black, I get pulled over, 4 times in the last month in my state for no reason whatsoever. Like, did you know that was happening? Like, do you really know what it's like, to be Black in this day and age? I feel like we do, and we all do, myself included, need to do better to help recognize that. Number 4, you can take action. Take action so that you can make a difference. So what does that mean? Taking action in anything in your life, right? Let's just go back into number 3, because educating yourself to learn, more, it doesn't have to be about racism right now. This is just how to keep your light shining through everything. So we're going to find more situations in life. It could be right now that you're still knee deep in COVID, that you are, thinking about the racism that's happening. It could be that you're suffering with your own depression. It could be suffering with your own anxiety. You can't lose the weight, whatever it is. Number 3, educate yourself on how you can help with your depression. What is it that you need to do right now that is going to help you not eat as much and bad food for you that is going to kill you, right? What do you need to learn about the thing that you are suffering with that's going to help you, right? A couple of ways that you can also do that is get a coach. Everybody has a coach. If you want to educate yourself to learn more, get yourself a coach. Get yourself a coach that's going to hold you accountable, that can teach you stuff. A teacher, right? Exactly the same with our situation right now with racism. There's going to be teachers out there who are available to teach us, like this platform I was just talking about, Good Co, who are actually there to teach us how we can be more aware of what the situation is with racism. So this is what is amazing about keeping your light bright. It's this, you can use these tools in all areas of your life. Like no matter what is happening, maybe this is going to be helpful for you in 3 months' time when you're going through a breakup or you are doing something else. Like educate yourself so that you can learn more about the issue that you are struggling with, right? And then number 4, you can learn all the stuff. And that's great. I see people do it all the time. They read all the books. They learn all the material. They do everything. They know exactly what they're supposed to eat. They know exactly what supposed to workouts they do. And what do they forget? They forget to take action. That is the most important part, because the action is how you add the value and how you give back. Can you see that all of these are interlaced? It all comes from having a place where you want to serve, where you want to make a difference, right? You're coming from that place of love, of giving back. So take action to make a difference. You could be thinking, oh, well, it's selfish. I'm just taking action, because I'm struggling with anxiety and I'm going to spend some time on myself to learn the tools that I need to combat my anxiety or to reduce it. No, that's not being you negative at all. That's being like, thank goodness the people around you are going to be like, incredible, amazing. We want you to be the best version of yourself. So none of this stuff is selfish if you're taking action to become the best version of you, because you're going to be better for the people around you. And if you're better for the people around you, they're going to be lifted up, they're going to have more energy, they're going to do more, and you're going to add more value. And so if you're like, hey, I just don't have the time right now to, work on my nutrition because I've got kids. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. You have to work on your health and nutrition if you are overweight right now and you are struggling with energy because you're not being the best role model for your child. Exactly, if you're like, hey, I don't have, the time right now to teach myself about racism, but yet I have kids and I'm not educating them. You have to have the time. You have to make the time to take action on these things, because this is what's the most important thing in life. Keeping your light bright and shining through is what's going to keep your purpose strong, which is going to keep you happy. If you are helping and serving other people and that's your purpose, that's all of our purpose. Deep down inside, we want to feel loved, we want to feel needed, we want to feel like we have a purpose. And that all starts with looking after yourself so that you can look after other people. All right, so number 4, take action. I'm always about action, right? Number 5, we're going to get some negativity. You're going to get some negativity in your life. You're going to get people saying, why are you doing that healthy new program? Why are you doing that? Why are you posting about this on your social media? Right? You're going to get people say that. And that is unfortunately the world that we live in. It's negativity. Even I was scared or nervous or fearful about posting on my social media about this current situation, because I was like, what if I say the wrong thing? Like, what if I get criticized? And I'm just like, oh my goodness, the fear of not saying something and standing up and doing something for the situation that we're in right now is way bigger than me being scared of somebody being like, oh, why did you post that? You don't know anything that you're talking about, blah, 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 right? So we all have that fear inside of us of people being negative to us, because what? No one likes rejection, but guess what? We're not being rejected. Somebody else is just expressing their opinion. That's all it is. And their opinion doesn't have to be your reality, right? You know what is true in your heart. And if someone is like, hey, I don't know why you have to eat this food, or I don't know why you're doing this training, or I don't know why you're so happy. It's just because somebody else right now has got an insecurity within themselves, and we've got to spread love. So when someone says something negative to me, I look at it, I go, you know what? Is this something that is this feedback that is useful for me? Is this something that I would actually take on board, right? And if it's not, then I'm just like, okay, thank you for your feedback. You know, at this time, it's not something that aligns with my goals, right? I'm going to do things that align with my goals. So I'm going to continue to post, to stand up about racism. I'm going to continue to post about my nutrition programs because they help people. So if people are like, hey, I'm sick and tired of you posting about that, no problem. You're not the person that I'm trying to serve. I'm trying to serve the person that wants my help. And that's all that I'm looking for. I'm no longer attached to the outcome. I'm attached to the outcome of people saying no. I'm attached to the change. And I know that together, when you stand in your core values and you know what you know, nobody can knock you off your A game, right? No one can knock you off what you can do inside. So let's keep shining our light, making a difference in the world. And there's going to be a whole bunch of links that I'm going to put down below that are going to help educate, places that you can donate, places that you can sign up for petitions. And obviously, if you've got anything that you want to share, please reach out. Please put it on my social media. I've got a couple of posts up on Rebecca-Louise Fitness, so please share your experiences. We're here to open to learn. And again, if you want to put any of the comments in the blog post as well, we are here and open for you. So I'm sending lots of light for you guys today. You know, still, you can be the light. You can create the own light within yourself. So no matter what's going on in the world, we can come together, hold hands, and just step forward. And I promise you that something incredible is going to come out of this, because it always does. And if we look for the things that are going to come out of this that are incredible, that is what we find. If we keep looking at this is negative, this is negative, this is negative, that's all we're going to see. But what we are going to see is something absolutely phenomenal coming out of this. And I know that as together, as a community, we will stay strong and push through this episode that we're going through right now. And again, anytime that you are struggling to find your light, you are struggling with depression, with overeating or undereating, or, you know, not being able to show up for your work, anxiety, you've lost your job, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a breakup. Whenever you are struggling to find your light, start to give back. Just give back to other people and it will change your life. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on this week's episode of It Takes Grit. I love you all so, so much. Give yourselves a big hug. Give all your family a big hug, and together we can make change. Love you guys, and have a great rest of your week. Bye. Really, it is 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. So as soon as I started changing my diet, adding in great nutritious shakes, and feeding my body good balanced meals like the plates that we were talking about, that's